I've got...
Bum Slide Thursday, almost as good as Friday. Almost.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Okay, I have a couple of updates.
Okay.
Yesterday we were talking trash with Abby and Josh.
Trash and trash.
So Josh Fillion and Abby Obenchain are volunteers for the Clean North, and they were talking about recycling yesterday. Now, meanwhile, I came into work this morning, I look in our blue box, and the first thing I notice is 2 water bottles with the lid screwed on. Even our staff...
People don't know.
People don't even watch... Our staff doesn't even listen to what I tell them. You have to take the lids off your water bottles. They're not recyclable, the bottles are.
It's a weird thing because they're both plastic, but it's true.
Yesterday I went home and I had to dump out, because I dumped out my entire recycling bin and went through it all.
Did you?
Well, yes, and then I was thinking about what you said when they found out about the water bottle thing, and you said, well, people aren't going to do that. I mean, I will. Oh no, it was cutting the plastic.
Yes.
Out. Milk
those
cartons.
nozzles?
This was the message
the juice ones.
This was the message from Josh Fillion. Your milk containers are recyclable, but you must cut out the plastic spout if you have one of the ones with the plastic spout, because that part is not recyclable. So when he sent me that message, I told Lou, I said, oh my gosh, now we have to cut the spouts out of our milk. She said, well, no one's gonna do that.
Well, you know what?
And
you
then
gotta
she said,
wash them almost.
She said, I mean, I will, but who else is gonna?
Right?
And then I thought, well, wait a minute, I will too. So if we both will, there must be a whole bunch of other people who will, Lou. Let's look at it that way.
You know what? I think, though, of my poor mom, who has a really difficult time with her hands now.
Yes.
And would not be able to cut. And she is a fanatic for recycling. So she's going to be beside herself.
And you don't want her to use the plastic milk bags, because those aren't recyclable.
They're even
they'll have a
worse.
freak out if we buy those plastic. That's 3 plastic bags inside 1 plastic bag with a plastic tag.
Plastic, plastic, plastic.
Don't buy those milk bags anymore.
No, don't do it. But what I'm going to say to my mom is get the cartons that open kind of the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have to push forward
because she can't cut the spigot out. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay.
So, you know, like, we're trying. We're trying to
Josh,
save you.
we're trying.
We're trying so
hard. And I did go through my recycling yesterday, and I did find plastics that were not recyclable, because I just keep thinking, well, if I throw them in there, maybe they'll find their way somewhere. But they just don't.
They find their way to the dump.
To the dump. And, and if there's
happens.
too many number 5s and 6s in with the 1s and 2s, the whole thing goes to the landfill. So we're wasting, just
1 and 2
it.
plastics and glass.
Another update. Well, this isn't really an update. I didn't order you breakfast this morning. I'm sorry. Maybe tomorrow? Pauline's Place is having a really cool fundraiser, guys. It's Pauline's Place.
You didn't.
It's a shelter for teens and adults who are homeless, and they try to end poverty in the city. It's called Bring Me the Breakfast, unless you're Luann. It goes today and tomorrow still. The phone number's on the screen. Oh, thank you, Michael. Look at that. You call that phone number, 759-4663, and you can order. Today's menu is eggs. 3 eggs with your choice of bacon or sausage.
Scrambled sausage.
Bread and toast. I could do it after the show. Does it say what time it goes till? I don't think it does. Anyway, all proceeds raised will go towards supporting Pauline's Place Shelter and Homelessness. So order breakfast. They'll deliver it within 15-minute radius. And it's a great cause. And it happens tomorrow as well. And
I was saying yesterday when we were talking about it, I remember when Pauline's Place was one woman trying to get it going, and to see it still flourishing and be so
and now it's,
successful.
19 beds.
That's phenomenal. They were looking for a place with like maybe 3 beds.
I thought it was just teens. They take in adults too. And
yeah, they take in everybody.
And then they help with placement. When you stay there, when the teens go and stay there, like if the teen gets kicked out of their house or something, or if they need to leave for any reason, if there's trouble at home and they need a new place to stay, they either have to go to school or to work. They don't get to they have to get out of bed at like 7 o'clock in the morning. There is a routine that they have to follow. It's an amazing facility. Find out about it if you want to learn more. It's really easy to learn about.
Where is it located?
Bottom of Woodward, sort of Woodward, Queen Street, sort of the base of Woodward and Biggings, that area right there. Big 2.5-story old red house.
Donations, right?
Donations.
Of clothing and makeup that you're not using anymore, or hygiene products.
They have a whole garage too, full of stuff. So like washers, dryers, all that kind of stuff. And if you donate to them, they will then sell it to get money.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
check it out. Yeah.
Excellent. Wow, they're doing lots of great
I
things.
have one final thing to tell you about.
Oh, just one.
Okay, so yesterday I pre-taped a show, a segment that you're going to see next week.
Yes, because you're on holidays.
School bus safety. I had so much fun. Eva and Margaret from First Student, which is just down the street from us.
Did you behave, little Tim?
Little Timmy was great. So we had a great time. It's all about school bus safety. You'll see it next week. But there was one part of the thing that blew me away that we didn't put in the segment that I just want to share with you.
Okay.
Do you remember the story about the lady who was on an Air Canada flight and she fell asleep and they put the plane away?
Yes,
and she got locked in and she woke up in a dark plane, freezing cold.
Yes.
She tried to use the walkie-talkie, but of course that was just for the cabin. Couldn't get in the
And her cell phone was dead.
Cell phone was dead. Didn't know where the heck
Apparently
she was.
she was tired.
She opened the door and she yelled out, and that's how the ground crew knew that there was somebody on the plane.
Imagine a ground crew in the middle of the night. You'd be, what the? I'm hearing things.
So, they should implement what school buses have.
Oh.
My friend Margaret, who's been with them for 30 years on school bus safety, she showed me how it works. You're a school bus driver, you finish your route, okay, and you get your school bus and you park it for the day. They cannot get off that bus without going all the way to the back because there's an alarm button. So if you try to turn off your bus and open your door and leave, alarms, the horn honks, lights flash. You have a routine. You must walk to the back of the bus and look both ways at every single seat to see if there is a child on the bus. And there's a button at the back of the bus, and you can't exit your bus until you hit that button.
And then you have to come back to the front and turn
Then you have to walk up to the back, and then you can take your keys and leave. But there's also, and we have a little picture of Margaret holding up her empty sign. Look at Margaret, how cute she is.
Oh, she's adorable.
So Margaret has that. She has that sign, and she hangs that in the bus yard. See? Then they have a crew who goes around and they check all the buses, double check. And if the empty sign isn't hung up, they have to go on that bus and they do another inspection.
Isn't that good?
Your child will never be left on a bus by
And you know what?
student.
That is a concern. When my babies were first going, I mean, some of them, like my son was 3 years old when he was going to JK because he's a late baby. I was afraid, he's going to curl up for a nap and they're going to miss him. They're just going to leave him there.
They do all kinds of programs. Like they do it at the end of the school year, and right now, actually, this Saturday, August 24th, if you have a child that's going on a bus for the first time and you want to get orientated, I think is the word. Orientated. This Saturday, August the 24th, 70 Industrial Court A, First Student from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's called the First Riders Program, also known as Welcome to JK. You go there with your child.
Brilliant.
You will meet the bus driver. You will, not your bus driver, but you'll meet a bus driver. You'll get a tour of the bus. You get to ride the bus with your child. You learn all about how to cross the street. All the rail comes out and everything. They teach you everything. They have coloring books. They have treats there for you. They have handouts for the parents.
So then kids aren't afraid, because really, if you think about a 3 or 4 year old, that's a big thing.
I knelt down pretending I was a little kid. Those stairs and that railing is daunting.
Yeah. And each kid handles it differently. My oldest daughter, I was just verklempt, and I was standing in the lobby of our apartment building at the time, trying not to cry, and I waiting for her to look back and give me a wave. Up the stairs. My son cried every single day till Christmas. My poor baby, Michael. I know he's not watching, that's why I'm saying that, because he'll...
Isn't that cool that they do that? So there you go. This Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12 noon, stop by if you have a child going on a bus for the first time.
Don't need to be scared of the bus.
They are so nice, such great people. We had so much fun with Eva.
Good.
So that's on next week when I'm not here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom and Katy Perry, they're so intensely in love.
Okay.
They were on a red carpet for one of his latest movies and could not keep their hands off each other, which is very sweet. Not in a disgusting way. And then he whispered something in her ear and went to do an interview. And the interviewer, of course, I hate this, but you have to ask, "Oh, what did you whisper?" And he said, "Oh, it's secrets." One of the things that they like to do as a couple that is very, very sweet and that keeps their love fresh, they have a blackboard in their house. So they write love notes to each other on the blackboard. Stop it! That's romantic and sweet.
Okay, then.
Timothy Roberts. Oh my goodness.
Okay, they write love notes to each other.
Yes. You mean everything in my life to me. I love you more than life itself. I can't
Pick up eggs. Buy eggs.
Get some bread, loser.
We have a great show for you today. I've got my friends from Arch are here. I love having the people from Arch on because I always learn something new. And we're talking about grief counseling. Really cool service, completely free, waiting till you hear what they can do. And also, hey, the Finnish Rest Home is having a big ball, the Harvest Ball. And we're going to talk about the big prizes that are available. Vernon Bailings will be the auctioneer and I'm the MC. So we've got some friends from Finnish Rest Home coming on.
They're so unromantic. I had no idea.
And I have to go now write love notes to my news anchor, Lou.
Yes.
Because Luann will have the news later on this morning, too.
Yes.
So there's lots coming up.
Sweet things.
Sweet things.
Romantic.
I'm not writing you romantic. No, not gross. We'll be back with not stuff that's not gross after this.
Who's home? Dad's home. And what's he got? Mouth-watering Little Caesars. Download Fido. Dinner? Consider it served. Little Caesars Ultimate Supreme Box Set. A 5-topping deep dish pizza with delicious Italian cheese bread. And I got it for $12. It's Little Caesars and a whole lot of tasty. Hot and ready.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades including installation are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. This is Jenna and that's Natasha, and they are from Arch, right? And we're talking about grief counseling. However, tell me your approach. That grief can be dark, and so you try to make it a little more fun and light. Fun and light. Imagine this, but it's true. Because, okay, someone has passed, there has been a life. We celebrate the life.
Right.
And we deal with our emotions, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you help us do that? You have sessions for who? What ages?
Everyone.
Yes.
So
What
Jenna.
do you mean, everyone? Like,
So the stat, I'll ask you this, Tim.
okay.
The death rate is 90%. True or false?
False.
Yes.
The death rate's 100%.
Absolutely.
Everybody
Absolutely.
dies.
Yes.
That's
so
very true.
everyone is affected by a death at some point in their lives.
Absolutely.
Hence the reason why we offer support through.
Because, so for instance, when my mother passed away, she was my mother, and I'm 56, but she was also a great-grandmother to kids who were little.
Right.
And everybody lost that woman, right?
Exactly.
So we all have grief.
Yes. Everyone's impacted.
Everyone is.
Yes.
So what do you, so someone like me, I'm having a hard time, let's say I'm having a hard time, I can drop in to Arch?
Good question. So we do offer grief support groups.
Yeah.
And our adult grief support group is Thursdays, 2 o'clock at Arch Hospice, 229 4th Line West. And you don't need an appointment to drop in.
I can just show up and
You can
join a
just
group
show up.
and
You
share
can
my
show
feelings
up.
and listen. And so this is the other thing, right? It's about sharing feelings. I mean, then when you hear other people feeling the same way that you're feeling, it makes you feel less alone in your grief. Is that the idea?
It truly normalizes grief, Tim. So when people show up in a group and they hear stories and they're able to share their feelings for an hour, non-judgmental, it's feeling as though you're journeying alongside someone that's experiencing the same emotions that you are. So it's quite powerful.
I can imagine. And then, Jenna, you deal with children.
I do. So, yeah, I do children and youth grief support. And I do want to add that our services are open to anyone in the community, not just someone who might have lost someone at Arch Hospice. It's open to everyone in the community, yeah.
Because sometimes a passing can happen rather quickly. A lot of the people who are at Arch are in hospice, so therefore they might be there for a period of time.
Yes.
Some of us lose people just like that.
Yes, exactly.
And so those people can still come and access your services even if they haven't. Okay.
Right.
Now, your background is in what?
Child and youth care.
Child and youth care.
Yes.
But now you've sort of found this niche for yourself.
I have.
Where you help deal with children's grief.
Yes.
So for the children, is that by appointment?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So,
and individual counseling?
By appointment.
By appointment.
Yes.
And no charge.
And no charge. So we're lucky to have the support of our community, Tim. And as you know, we are partly government funded. However, we do rely on the generosity of our community, and that is how we're able to offer these services.
I believe the price tag was $750,000 a year just to keep your doors open.
You got it.
And beyond that, I mean, there's obviously these kinds of services are not part of that operating cost. That's just to keep the doors open.
It's all one. So
Yeah.
750.
Okay.
yes.
So, what sorts of stuff do you do? I see we've got Play-Doh in front of me and emojis.
Stuff. So when I work with the children, I find the easiest approach is doing therapeutic use of play. So bringing the Play-Doh, bringing the chart of emojis to help them express their
I love the chart of emojis.
feelings.
I asked you on this chart of emojis, I said, what is this guy here? And your response was?
It's whatever you make of it. So it's whatever you would say this
I think
is.
that's fabulous. I can see the other ones are pretty straightforward, and I can imagine that there are children who feel angry or frustrated or
For sure,
confused, right?
Yeah. And this just shows that it's okay. That
This
they
is an
can
interesting
feel
one.
these.
This one, sleepy. That's my depression. No, that's how my depression manifests itself for me a lot. Is that I just want to crawl to the covers and I'm always tired. That happens to me with my depression.
And it affects everyone differently, and grief is somewhat like that. Some say it's like a fog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and you've got a beautiful book.
Yes. So at Arch, our I guess you could say our like mascot is the dragonfly.
Of course.
And, I have this book called Water Bugs and Dragonflies.
Explaining death to young children.
Yeah, it's a wonderful way to let them decide what they think is the story of the dragonfly. It doesn't exactly tell them straightforward what it is, but it's their own, I guess, idea.
Interpretation.
Yeah,
It's their interpretation,
Yes.
right? Because
Yeah.
emotions are so personal and so individual.
Exactly.
No two people feel the same way
Exactly.
about the same thing, right?
Right. So right.
Why the Play-Doh? What did we do with that?
So
now?
I was thinking maybe we could open
I told
it up.
you, we've got to be careful with me and Play-Doh because as a child, I tended to like to sometimes eat Play-Doh because it was salty and I enjoyed it. Ooh, it's cool. So what do we do with the Play-Doh?
Okay, so for that one, Tim, I want you to sculpt something that represents yourself.
That represents myself?
That represents yourself. And we'll all do it.
Sculpt something that represents myself. Oh, why do I have multiple colors?
Oh, you'll see. You'll see.
So this is
no
just,
mixing.
This is no mixing. This is something that represents myself.
Yes.
Okay. So now, how long are the sessions for the children?
About 45 minutes I usually have them. They could go an hour, it just depends, and I usually end with the last 15 minutes something fun because talking about grief and the person that they lost can be sometimes difficult for them, and to end on a fun note I think is a really good way to kind of wrap up our session.
And what about the individual counseling, Natasha? How long are those sessions when you do the adult grief counseling one-on-one?
So oftentimes the adult ones are a little longer than the children and youth, typically an hour to an hour and 15 or so.
Okay. How do we make appointments?
Give Arch Hospice a phone call, ask for Jenna or myself, and typically that includes an intake on the phone.
Oh, okay, so you'll ask some questions on the phone to get some details?
Yeah.
Okay, I never said I was an artist, but...
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay, I got me.
What are you making there?
I'm a sunshine. I'm a smiling sunshine.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because that's me. I'm a little sunshine. I'm a little sunshine.
Okay, so the second one, I want you to sculpt something that would represent your loved one.
My loved one?
Your loved one.
Oh, okay. I got that. That's an easy one. So now, when you do this with the kids,
Right.
you talk to them as you go, or
Oh, yes. It just really depends on the child. Every child is so different, so it's allowing them their space, or if I want to talk to them about their feelings while they're sculpting it.
I got it. Mine is a bird.
You are an artist.
My mother loved birds and flowers and stuff and gardens, but she loved watching birds, so I made my mother's a bird.
Beautiful.
That's so
Yes.
lovely. So lovely.
Now what happens?
Then at the end,
Yes,
Put
I
them
take
in
my
both
sunshine
hands.
and my bird,
and you smush them
I
together.
smush them together,
And really mix them
and I
in.
mix them.
Really mix them in.
Hey, Mom, we're together again.
So you can you can imagine that a child that's grieving the loss of a loved one, partaking in these activities,
Yeah.
having a smile, having a laugh together.
Yeah,
Therapeutic that
creating.
can be.
Okay, so we're dealing with grief through
Play.
play.
Through play.
And for the adults, of course, we don't use Play-Doh. We can actually use our words.
We can use our words, but you'd be surprised sometimes in group we do bring
yes.
these out.
Do you?
And
Oh,
the
yes.
adults like it
Oh my
just
gosh.
as much as the children.
See now, for those of you who didn't know this, there you go. Arch does so much for the residents and for the families and for the community, and take advantage of their services. If you have any questions, you just call Natasha or Jenna at Arch. What's the phone number again?
942-1556.
And you have a website, a beautiful website. Arch has a gorgeous website.
Thank you.
Oh no,
We
you're
do a
welcome.
lot of work on that.
It is. It's
Yeah,
very,
thank
very
you.
nice. And also, if you just want to go out and visit and see the facility, they're there. Just
Stop by. We'd love to
Stop
give you a
by.
tour.
They give tours. It's fantastic. It's a beautiful spot. You guys are great. Thanks for
Thanks so
coming
much
by.
for having us.
Oh, come back
Thanks,
again
thank
anytime.
you.
I know. We have a run. Is there a run coming up soon, or is there
Our golf classic is coming up.
the golf class?
Check out the website.
Okay. We'll be back with Luann right after this on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
When you support the Restore, it helps Habitat for Humanity build affordable housing for families. How does this work? New and gently used goods are donated to the Restore. The sale of these goods generate funds for building homes. For every $1 spent at the Restore, there is a $4 return on investment within our community. For example, Habitat homeowners have better educational outlook, increased employment stability, improved health, and reduction in the use of social services. Every donation and every dollar we receive through the Restore helps build sustainable housing for future homeowners. Everyone needs a foundation to build a future. To find out more and how you can help, drop by the Restore at 32 White Oak Drive or go to habitatzoo.ca.
As a nation, Canada has participated in all of the major world conflicts. In the Sioux area alone, over 10,000 men and women have enlisted in the Canadian Armed Forces. The Veterans Commemorative Monument aims to cement the legacy of the Canadian Armed Forces in stone. It will highlight the bravery, strength, courage, and sacrifice of our servicemen and women. In times of need, they volunteered to serve us. Now it is our time to thank and recognize their sacrifice. You can help honor our men and women of service by donating today. To help construct this special, one-of-a-kind monument, visit thosewhoserve.ca to find out how to donate and more.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Give me a K, give me a C, give me security. KC Security is our sponsor. We thank you very much for taking care of us, our businesses, and our city, and our cottages.
Don't ever
and our
do that
keys.
again. He's cute, isn't he? Yeah, he's lovely.
Okay, I'm going to shock you right now.
I'm so hungry.
I'm going to.
God, I would love some scrambled eggs, some sausage, some whole wheat toast.
After we went to break last time, she was like, "You won't write me love notes. You won't buy me breakfast. You don't bring me flowers anymore."
No, the newness has worn off. He doesn't even care about me at all anymore.
Newness.
Newness.
Noon. News.
Newsness.
Luann, I'm going to shock you right now.
What? You're going to be nice?
No, I have words of praise for Taylor Swift. I'm not a huge fan of Tay-Tay.
Tay-Tay.
No, only
not her. Her voice.
I'm not crazy about her voice. However, now you all know the story about her buddy Scott, is it Bruschetta, selling off her record label, which was Big Machine. It was purchased by her nemesis, Scooter Braun, who bullied her through his other clients like Kanye West and Justin Bieber. Anyway, it was her worst case scenario when Scooter Braun bought her catalog of songs, all the masters of her old recordings.
So that meant that essentially she didn't have control over any of her old tunes.
I got to tell you, I think she's a genius. On CBS Sunday morning, she will be interviewed and you will hear her talk about what she plans to do, which is she's okay. So they own the master recordings. They don't own the song. She's going to re-record all of her songs. She's going to go back and re-record, make new masters of her old hits with her new, and she's grown up a lot. Now, the one thing about Taylor Swift is her voice has gotten better.
Yes.
So she's going to sing her old songs again and make new recordings. You know her fans are going to buy those albums up.
They'll throw the old ones out.
And radio stations are going to be playing the new ones. And
Isn't
know what
that
I mean?
terrific? So smart of her to be doing that.
I got to say, my hat is off to you, Taylor Swift.
And she's thrilled to hear that, Tim. Angelina Jolie has to do something that a lot of moms and dads have to do.
Have her lips reduced.
No. She had to bring her son to university.
They're that old, eh?
Yeah, Maddox is 18 years old. He's going to school in South Korea. He was accepted at several different universities and decided that he would like to go to his homeland, to South Korea, to go to university. So since that decision, he's been taking Korean language lessons and trying to figure out how to speak and communicate and stuff. And he's taking biochemistry. And his family is in Cambodia, so he'll be close to his birth family. He's apparently really, really close to all of his siblings, all 14 of them, and they're thinking that they'll be able to get over there to visit while he's away.
He's got 14 siblings over there.
No, he doesn't.
Okay. Oh, you mean their kids?
Yes.
They got like 8 or something. They
have 6 altogether.
I know a local gentleman who's studying in South Korea from Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh.
Yeah, and he spent a year learning the language as well, and he's going back again this year to continue his studies.
Good.
And I believe he'll be studying some music and stuff over there as well. So
awesome.
Yeah.
So she was talking about how she was trying really hard not to cry. Oh, and it just brought it all back. It's so tough leaving them there.
Yeah, but leaving them in South Korea.
Right?
I mean, it's bad enough.
It's a little volatile.
I remember my mother crying when my brother Sean got on the Bud train to go to Sudbury, for heaven's sake. Imagine South Korea.
Please come home. Remember where you live.
Of course, when you're as wealthy as they are, flying to South Korea is just as easy as taking the Bud train to Sudbury.
It's
probably easier to get to South Korea than Sudbury.
The Bud train.
Remember the Bud? It was called the Bud train.
No, I didn't know.
You didn't live here then.
No, I didn't.
We had a train that used to go back and forth through St. Marie to Sudbury.
Why was it called the Bud train?
do not know.
Find out.
Bud, okay.
We'll be back right after this commercial break with news. Stay tuned. He's going to do some work.
This is ONNtv.
Be a power outage for Algoma Power customers on Tuesday, August 27th. The town of Echo Bay, Ojibwe Park, Sylvan Valley, Echo, McCarroll's, and Lonely Lakes will be affected, along with any side roads. The power will be out between 9 a.m. and noon for upgrade work and to repair a pole. On Monday, City Police and the RCMP arrested 27-year-old Dylan Marshall of Great Northern Road for uttering counterfeit money. Police say on 4 occasions the accused attended different businesses in the city and used a counterfeit Canadian $50 bill to make a purchase. 3 of the incidents took place on July 21st and the other on July 22nd. Marshall is charged with 4 counts of uttering counterfeit money and 3 counts of breach of recognizance. He was held for bail court.
Our Liberal colleagues had a chance to do the right thing and shine a little light on the SNC corruption scandal by inviting the Ethics Commissioner to develop a little context for that scathing report he tabled last week. Instead, they joined the Prime Minister in attempting this cover-up.
Liberal members of a parliamentary committee have blocked an opposition attempt to hear from Ethics Commissioner Mario Dion about his scathing report into Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's handling of the SNC-Lavalin affair. Only 1 of 6 Liberal MPs on the 10-member House of Commons Ethics Committee supported a Conservative motion yesterday to call Dion and possibly others to testify about that report.
I think it was really important for Canadians to hear from the Ethics Commissioner, because otherwise it's just Mr. Trudeau commanding the microphone in public opinion and saying that the Ethics Commissioner report is wrong. If he thinks it's wrong, then he should take it to the Federal Court of Appeal, because that is the appropriate path for this to go. But for him to say that it's wrong and then tell his committee members to shut down the entire process so we don't even hear from the Ethics Commissioner,
We're just piling on one scandal after another, and this is really disappointing, and this is a complete abuse of an officer of the Parliament of Canada.
This is a partisan game. This is a partisan committee. They sent their most partisan, paint-peeling members. So I think we all know that on the eve of an election, this kind of partisan gamesmanship by the opposition is what it exactly appears to be.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Canada will seek dialogue with China but won't back down in its defense of Canadians. In a speech to the business community in Montreal, he called China an increasingly assertive global power. Trudeau says the federal government is closely monitoring the protest movement in Hong Kong, where there are 300,000 Canadian citizens. He also says the government is working to obtain the release of businessman Michael Spavor and former diplomat Michael Kovrig, who were detained in the Asian country. As ONNtv told you yesterday, Ontario has selected 42 operators who can apply to run the next wave of cannabis shops in the province, including one here in Sault Ste. Marie on Northern Avenue. But some analysts say the new stores still won't be enough to combat pot sold on the black market. The new stores, when approved, will more than double the number of marijuana outlets in the province. Applicants in the latest draw had to show they had secured retail space that could be used as a store if they were selected, and that they had enough capital, $250,000 on hand, to open it. Those selected now have until August 28th to pay licensing fees and provide a letter of credit for an additional $50,000 to the regulator. The latest lottery and the 8 on-reserve stores mean the number of pot shops in Ontario will eventually rise to 75, but some observers said that still isn't enough. A vice president at strategy firm Hill and Knowlton, who advises cannabis sector clients, Omar Khan, says what that means is that the small business person who's taken out a line of credit and put money down for the lease is facing some stiff competition from those who aren't necessarily following the legal framework. He added it seems quite unfair. David Wood is a lawyer specializing in the cannabis sector at the firm Borden Ladner Driva, and he said the lottery is another step towards fighting black market sources of cannabis. He added that part of addressing the stigma around pot will be opening more stores, making the product more readily available, and making it cheaper than illegal weed.
At 4:45, discover all kinds of treasures and never pay more than $5. Inventory is restocked every Saturday, and you can find anything from electronics to household items, toys, and much, much more. On Saturday, everything is $5 and the price goes down throughout the week, ending with 25 cents on Friday. We restock weekly with new items from various big box stores, so you never know what treasures you can find. Come visit us at 4:45, 2510 Ashman Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
Have a great business idea but don't know where to start? Need help taking your business to the next level? C2C Business Services can be your guide in navigating the path of entrepreneurship, with services ranging from grant funding support, access to service experts, market information, and helping your business adopt new technologies to create and foster a culture of innovation for ongoing success. Call C2C Business Services and let them be your first step in taking your entrepreneurial dreams from concept to commerce. C2C Business Services is a division of the Sault Ste. Marie Innovation Centre.
Tim, what are you doing? Are you looking for your friends?
Oh! I'm getting ready for the next interview. It's the Harvest Fest draw is coming up, and I'm going to win the first prize.
At the Finnish Rest Home, and I think you're already ready.
I'm going to go Sandals Royal Bahamian. That's why I'm ready.
I've been there.
Are you serious?
In my
Did you go
former
there
job?
with Scott?
Yes. So gorgeous.
Really?
So beautiful.
Well, that's coming up after this.
What a great trip.
First of all, I want to ask you, there's a hashtag that's trending.
Okay.
And the hashtag is, nobody touches my, and you have to fill in the blank.
Butt. Nobody.
Nobody touches your butt?
Nobody.
All right, well, I was checking, and some of the top trending, this is serious, people say, nobody touches my iPhone. People are so like, don't touch my iPhone. This
Oh my gosh,
Nobody
settle
touches
down.
my laptop. But here's one that I can relate to. Nobody touches my thermostat. Do you fight over the temperature in your house?
No, I'm always right with it.
Okay. Nobody touches my radio while driving.
That's another thing. Oh, when the driver is in charge. The driver, don't be touching the heating thing or the cooling thing, or don't touch the radio. That's the driver's job. Plus, it's my car.
I knew if I brought this up, I'd get something out of her. Nobody touches my hair. That was me.
Yeah.
People who come up and like mess your hair or think you're being funny. Don't. No. You know what?
Nobody's ever done that to me.
This took time.
Yeah. Nobody's ever done. I think they're afraid that if they do that, they'll get stuck in there.
And now here's one that I really thought was interesting. Nobody touches my imaginary boyfriend. You know what that means. And one that's really trending right now, it's a meme for nobody touches my, and it's a picture of the Prime Minister of Greenland, and it says, nobody touches my Greenland.
That's an awesome one. That's a good one. Right on.
That's
it. Hashtag nobody touches mine.
Hashtag, it's just funny, trending on Twitter. Go look at some of the responses. It's a lot of fun.
And then throw yours in.
Throw yours in.
What can people not touch? That's yours.
Exactly. So coming up, as I said, we've got an interview with their crew.
Thank goodness.
They're wingy, these ladies. They're from the Finnish Rest Home, Ontario Finnish Rest Home. 2 of them are volunteers, and one of them is a staff member, and they're here to promote the Harvest Fest draw. You don't want to miss this interview.
They're so fun.
We'll be right
tuned.
back after this.
My name is Clement. I am 17. I do have a little brother. He is 5 years younger than me, and despite the fact that we're both blind, we're just normal kids. Sibling rivalries and fights and arguments. Sometimes we play games together, yeah. I find most people tend to have this perception of blindness as a huge physical handicap.
Incoming!
Which it isn't.
CNIB, seeing beyond vision loss.
I love women. I love older women, professional women, stay-at-home moms. I love how women put the family first. I love how you're so concerned that I'll get to your husband. You have no idea that I'm coming after you.
Make death wait. Please donate to fund life-giving research, because heart disease and stroke is the #1 killer of women.
Hey folks, hey listen, the SPCA's got something going I think it's terrific. No hot pets, that's what it's called. You know what it's for? It's for dummies that leave their pets in the car. If you see this and you're walking by and you see a pet in a hot car roasting away, the windows up, you call the police or call the SPCA and they'll have somebody there quick. Don't let our pets die in the car. Get involved.
What do you wish for? A nice life? Nice things? Or do you wish for something more? A sense of purpose? Do you wish to discover a cure? To write code that cracks an unsolvable question? To further our exploration into space? Or to invent something that changes everything right here on Earth? Well, if that's your wish, make yourself ready. Because when you look back, you'll see that you didn't just make wishes, you realized them.
When I am ready to move into a retirement home, I am moving into the Finished Rest Home. The Ontario Finished Rest Home Association is represented here today by, let's start at the end with the, are you the chair?
I'm the foundation chair. My name's Taria Lowen. Yes, I'm a volunteer.
The foundation chair, and the foundation is obviously the money that is raised that you use for what purposes?
For whatever the home needs. Okay. We also run the lottery for the association, which we're here to talk about.
Yeah, and I think one of the things the foundation is looking at getting a big project is a bus, is that right?
Yeah, and that's part of the lottery proceeds. All the lottery proceeds are going towards a bus. We need a new bus. What is it? Hashtag get that bus?
Get that bus.
Now, you can introduce yourself, Haiti.
I'm Haiti Schell, purchasing and marketing agent.
I can't take you seriously. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be my co-host when we have the event, the Harvest Fest event. I'll be the MC. Vernon Bailey will be the auctioneer, and this is our right-hand woman. Her name is
Van Havite.
Vanha actually translates from Finnish to English as
Van Havite.
Tell me what Van...
Jeopardy. No, Wheel of Fortune. You know that Vanha White? I'm Vanha White. I'm her great, very, very, very lost Tati. Yeah.
Tati is aunt, right?
I come from Finland and we get the pussy.
You do?
We get the pussy.
Yeah. What does that mean?
That means we get the pussy.
That's why she has
we get the bus. I got superpowers, and I'm gonna make you buy tickets. You buy the tickets, and the residents gets the pussy.
The bus.
The pussy. See, yeah, I said that.
You said it 3 times, and I got it loud and clear. So, Okay, when is this event, first of all?
September the 6th, Friday, September the 6th, starting at 6 p.m. The actual draw of the prizes is at 9:30 p.m. It will be live on social media. Oh, we're toasting.
We're toasting. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to do it live?
They're going to do it live on social media, so tune in so you can see who wins those trips.
Okay.
And remember, you can win one or all 5 prizes. So if you
What do you
win
mean?
one, well, if
Your
you
name
win,
goes back in?
your name goes back in the draw. And you know,
Oh my gosh, the name goes back into the barrel. And you can win all these prizes many times.
Many times. A lot of comments I get too from some of the seniors is, you know, I'm too old to travel. I can't, you know, what do I want to win a trip for? Well, you know what? You can, it's transferable. You can transfer it to a loved one. Or you could give it to me. I would love to do that.
Or you can take cash. Tell me about the cash.
Cash. There's also 3 cash prizes of $2,000, $4,000, and $6,000.
So if you're too old to travel, take the $6,000 and live it up at the rest home.
There you go.
Right? Okay, so
All for the name of the pussy.
for the bus. Where are we going on our trips? What are the trips?
So the grand prize is the Avalon Waterways River Cruise, Budapest to Prague.
You said you want that one?
That's mine. I'm going to Prague.
Okay, that's fine because I like sunny locations. So
you're
where are we going
you're
with?
going to do the Royal Bohemian.
Yes,
Sandals
we're
Luxury
going to
Resort.
go to the Royal Bohemian in
Which is where?
Bahamas.
Oh,
Sandals,
Bohemian.
Sandals all inclusive.
Sandals.
Yes.
That's where Luann was. Did you hear Luann was there? She said she said it's incredible. We're gonna have a great time.
I'm just gonna.
You and me and the flamingo.
Yeah.
And you can see Taria's ready to go
I'm
scuba
ready to go
diving.
scuba diving.
She's got her flippers on.
Yeah.
I'm kind of partial to pink, so.
Okay, so now wait a second. Where are these tickets available? You're selling. You got them in your hat, but where else can I get them?
There's lots of places.
Okay.
There's currently 62 locations across Sault Ste. Marie that are selling. If you go to our website, at the Ontario Finish website, go to our landing page, Harvest Fest.
Okay.
You can click on a Google map and it'll show you all the locations.
All the locations for tickets.
Yeah, you can stop by the Ontario Finish Rest Home to get your ticket.
That's just on North Street, just north of Second Line.
Correct, corner of Second Line and
They're
North
also
Street, eh?
available. We've gotten permission from a few of the outlying townships, Laird Echo Bay, Bruce Mines, and Johnson Township, Deborah. So they are available all over east of the Sioux as well.
The tickets are $20.
$20 gets you lots, or you buy 5 tickets for $100. That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
And also, it is a.
You want to buy the ticket, $20. $20 tickets get you lots of prizes.
And your name goes back in. Are there other things that are going on, or is it just it's the
Money,
trips?
money.
Trips are money.
There's silent auctions at the Harvest
live
Fest
auctions.
event. Live auction.
So
Silent.
There's live auction with Vernon Bailey. There's
now, if you have not been to an auction with Vernon, Vernon's a buddy of mine. Can I tell you?
Vernon's very hot, like a sauna. Oh, I love Vernon.
And Vernon is funny in his own right. Like his auctioneering, he's very entertaining. Have you worked with Vernon before?
Vernon's hot.
Oh yeah.
Vernon.
She also touched my bum and said I have the rump of a fine roast, didn't she?
Very fine roast.
Of beef. I'm beefy. Wait. Where is the event being held? Where's the party?
At the machine shop.
Oh, cool. Okay. Hey, so what's involved with it when we buy a ticket? How much are tickets for the actual event?
Are $50 each, or you can get a table of 10 for $450.
Now that's a bargain.
That's a bargain.
What do we get that night? What's happening? Like what kinds of things?
We've got a marketplace. So there's our ladies auxiliary. They baked their hearts out, and they are going to have pulla available.
Pulla.
Can I just say that nobody bakes like a Finn?
I know. There you go.
Helena Wapalainen and her sister. Yeah. Oh my gosh! You're not related to them, are you?
No.
Because you kind of look like them.
We
cute,
all look alike.
cute. All these cute blonde finish. You probably need a little help, but. Anyway, so they're baking.
We also have the live auction with Vernon, as we said, and a silent auction. We have a penny raffle, and we also have a 50-50 draw that is incredibly popular. So all the proceeds from the penny raffle and the lottery also go towards the pussy.
Is there food?
Yes, there is, and the machine shop is giving us, what have we got? Antipasto. Chicken.
roasted potatoes.
So it's dinner?
Oh, yes.
Dinner as well.
You get all that. You get all that fun and dinner too.
Yes, sir.
At the
Of
machine
course.
shop, they cook. Oh my gosh!
Oh, my,
it's
good
so
food.
great food.
We got a lot of compliments last year on the food, on the venue.
So what's your turnout been like in the past for this thing? I mean, do we need to get our tickets?
Here
Or?
we had, I think, about 280 people
That's
at it,
almost
and
capacity.
almost. And I think so far this year we're at, I think, about 240
Already. And it's coming up on September the
6th.
Okay, what about
the 6th?
what about the tickets for the actual the ball, the event? Because we know we can get these tickets for $20 at 60 odd locations around the city.
Get them at the Finnish Rest Home at the fundraising office. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And people can't just show up, can they?
No, they have to book ahead of time. Yeah.
They need to know to cook, how much to cook.
There are lots of food. Oh, there goes my ticket hack.
Okay, well, I'll get that for you, but if any tickets are missing, don't blame me. Let's do a toast before we go, because we're almost finished. I want to thank you, crazy lady. Did you get me one? I want to thank you for coming in here to visit me today. Vanha.
Gippies.
Gippies. I will see.
And that says get pissed.
I'll see you at the machine shop. What date?
Friday, September the 6th.
And that's the same day as the draw. Get your tickets now.
And make sure you don't rink it and drive it, because you drive it to that rock in the tits, okay? No
What she said.
No drinking and driving.
Cheers. Tip it.
Gippies.
The Ontario Finnish Rest Home. It's a great place to grow old.
What will your last 10 years look like? Will you be quick enough for a game of tag with your grandchild? Strong enough to embrace every moment? Will you grow old with vitality? Or get old with disease? It's time to decide. The average Canadian will spend their last 10 years in sickness. Change your future at makehealthlast.ca.
Hi, can I take your order? Hello?
Oh, hey. Wait, what was the question?
Let me guess. One driving high combo, extra baked?
No. Could I get a burger with a side of fries?
Think you're a better driver when you're high? Think again. If you smoked weed, wait at least 4 hours before getting behind the wheel, or don't drive at all if you're new to it, have eaten it, or if you've mixed it with alcohol.
I need to find home care for my dad. My husband can't find a job. Our fights hurt the kids. When you don't know where to turn to 211. The helpline to community and social services in 150 languages. 211 is free, confidential, 24/7, and answered by friendly specialists. Dial 211 or search 211ontario.ca. 211 helps people find the right community and social services. 211, when you don't know where to turn. Supported by United Way, your local community, and the governments of Ontario and Canada.
Imagine knowing about incidents, closures, and road work all before starting your trip. Ontario 511 lets you know before you go. You can get real-time information directly from the Ministry of Transportation. Because the more you know, the easier it is for you to go. And spend the time doing the things that matter most.
It's such a shame that you don't ever have any fun on this show.
Okay, you know what that reminded me of? Like, you think sometimes people are coming in from a senior's residence, a nursing home, whatever, and you think it's going to be kind of serious, and then you meet them. It's kind of like when you meet Lene Fragamini from Arthur's Funeral Home and the people from Arthur's, how, you know, and even just talking to the folks from Arch about grief and about, you've got to maintain that sense of humor, that you got that spark, that
it's
fun.
It's all part of life, so you have to make fun of whichever stage you're at.
Right.
And we want to say a huge thank you before we go to KC Security, always taking good care of us and sponsoring the show. We'll see you tomorrow morning.
They served to protect our homes. Now many are homeless. They fought for our way of life. Now many are fighting personal battles of their own. They answered the call for our country. Now we honor them by serving our communities. Help us help Canada's veterans. Become a Legion member today.
Thank you.